If you look at this historical marker for Highway 61, you get a clear sense of the isolation stretching across the rural Midwest. Out here, you can drive for miles past nothing but empty farmland and abandoned silos. It is the perfect environment for a phantom settlement, a town that appears in reality but does not exist on any map. 32-year-old freelance photographer Ethan Carter encountered one of these anomalies just after sunset. He was documenting forgotten towns across rural America when his GPS suddenly lost signal, recalculating endlessly before the screen went entirely black. Moments later, a wooden sign emerged from the darkness. "Welcome to Black Ridge." Take a look at these decaying grain elevators and weathered farm buildings. Black Ridge presented itself as an architectural shell frozen in another century. The streets were empty, with no traffic or voices, and the entry sign listed a highly specific starting population of exactly 312 residents. The town's invisibility to maps and its total lack of living sound point toward a mechanical purpose beyond human habitation. When we map this grid over a pitcher plant, Black Ridge reveals itself as a predatory biological system designed to consume lost travelers. It uses a three-phase biological cycle: the rim to lure the victim, the funnel for extraction, and the core stomach for assimilation. Surviving an encounter with a system like this requires ignoring the supernatural horror and analyzing the anomaly strictly as a mechanical trap built to break psychology. Phase 1 is the lure. Take a look at this vintage diner. The trap sets its bait by presenting a brightly lit yet entirely empty architectural facade. The neon lights and illuminated windows signal safety and shelter, drawing the exhausted traveler off the highway and directly into the mouth of the organism. Once inside, the prey interacts with what appear to be residents: an elderly woman staring unblinkingly under a street lamp, and a motel clerk in a faded badge. These figures function as biological antibodies, synthesized by the trap to monitor and manage the prey's movements. Their specific warnings, like "leave before midnight," are carefully designed to instill a paralyzing fear of a strict deadline. This pressure forces the victim to seek immediate shelter inside the trap, rather than continuing down the road. By providing these rules, the trap manufactures an illusion of agency. The prey remains in the room because they believe following the instructions ensures their safety. Phase 2 is the extraction. At exactly midnight, the rules vanish. The motel lights shut off, a deep horn vibrates through the streets, and the residents step out of their doors to walk in synchronized silence toward the edge of town. The psychological assault on the motel room begins with slow, steady scratching on the outside walls and 3 slow knocks on the door. Despite the empty streets, the impossible voices of children whisper from the hallway, informing the victim that they are being watched. The victim's panic peaks when they realize their sanctuary has been breached. They check the door to find a smiling little girl with pitch-black eyes standing upside down, and when they look through the peephole again, they see this: a single, solid black human eye staring directly back into the room. The phenomenon utilizes herd mechanics to ensure the victim is not killed in the room. Instead, it methodically terrorizes them to flush them outside into the open. The motel room functions as the contracting throat of the organism, using psychological pressure to violently push the prey toward the true digestive core across the street. Phase 3 is the digestive core. Fleeing the motel, Ethan followed a low, ancient chant directly into this massive, unnatural architecture. The stalks stand nearly 10 feet high, creating a labyrinth of green walls that block out the sky. Deep inside the field, the herd gathers. Hundreds of synchronized townspeople stand in a massive circle with heads lowered and hands joined. At the center of this formation stands the scarecrow. This scarecrow is the nucleus of the organism. Its body is stitched together from the clothes of past victims, and beneath its burlap sack, it emits the stolen voices of thousands of men, women, and children. The townspeople are merely appendages of the scarecrow. In perfect unison, their mouths stretch open, and their jaws crack as thick black vines erupt from their throats, violently mutating to consume the prey. The trap concludes its process by incorporating its victims into its own anatomy, resulting in the absolute biological assimilation of the prey into the organism's eternal nervous system. Ethan ran. He burst out of the field, jumped into his car, and eventually forced the engine to roar alive. He drove back into the daylight, watching the town vanish in his rearview mirror. In this daylight shot of an abandoned gas station, we see the familiar world. Ethan's GPS functioned normally, and the roads were real once more. But this return to technological stability acts as a false indicator of safety. The camera roll provides the actual evidence of the encounter. Back in the city, the final developed photograph shows the stitched scarecrow standing beside a smiling Ethan, whose eyes are solid black. Over the following weeks, the entity occupying Ethan's apartment physically deteriorated. Mud covered the floorboards, and raw corn stalks appeared beside the bed. Ethan's reflection began to smile before he did. The trap allows the physical vessel to leave, so it can act as a parasite spore, completely hijacking the host's life to spread the organism's reach. The final stage of assimilation is physical transformation. When a neighbor later checks the apartment, the rooms are empty except for a scarecrow wearing Ethan's jacket, its burlap face whispering that there are always new travelers. This cycle ensures the survival of the anomaly, eternally resetting the trap for the next lost traveler. The predatory system operates with mathematical precision, expanding by exactly one soul with every completed cycle. Population 313.
Please subscribe my channel for more interesting video like this and press the bell icon.